Hey friends, welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to be ranking the palettes that I purchased in 2020. So we're going to be ranking from worst to best 63 eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to try to make it short and sweet and to the point. I have reviewed every single one of these palettes, so you can of course find swatches and in-depth reviews on every single one of them pretty much. But yeah, if you're excited and this is your first time here, I'm Gigi. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I do hope you subscribe for more. Clicking that red button that says subscribe, and also come over to my Instagram because over there I do keep you posted on new makeup sales, makeup releases, everything like that. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay friends, so as I mentioned, I'm going to try to keep it short, sweet, to the point. Just show you the palette, tell you what I think really quick so we can get through these, you know, in a decent amount of time. Keep in mind, I'm not bashing any brands. I'm just talking about my makeup style, what I like, what I don't like, and yeah, let's just get started. So ranking at 63, we have Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. This is what it looks like, and this is just a really colorful palette, but I just couldn't make it work. I really liked these first two rows because they were easier to work with. The colors were okay, they were blendable and everything. I just really had a hard time blending the purples. They pretty much blend into nothing. This was a palette that I did not enjoy. Ranking at 62, we have this one by Juvia's Place. This was new to me at the time when I purchased it. This is the Masquerade palette, and you guys, this is a beautiful palette. It is really nothing against the palette, the formulation, the pigmentation, nothing like that. It's just a matter of personal preference pretty much. I just don't reach for this palette. I think I've used it one time and that's it. This is a really excellent palette. It is great quality. It's just the color story, I really don't reach for it at all. I do get to review a ton, you guys. So this was one that I tried and I put at the back of my jar and I forgot. I just took it out now. So that's the reason why it's ranking at 62. Ranking at 61, another Juvia's, and this is the Opposites Attract palette. This is beautiful. I do love Juvia's Place. I love the aesthetics of the brand and they are very, very affordable. And this is a color story that I thought I was going to enjoy, and I found it to be super unique. I like that it had pinks, that it had blues and everything. But same story, you guys. I just didn't reach for it ever, like ever. I think I tried it one time and that was it. So that's why it's ranking so low, same as the previous one. Ranking at 60, I have this palette by Chanel. This is their Lavage palette in the shade Warm. I did review this palette when I guess it was the beginning of the year. This palette was just okay. I didn't really enjoy the color story. I thought it was so just light, extremely light. I'm not sure if it's because of my medium to tan complexion that this didn't show up, but I found the colors to be just lackluster. I don't like this palette. I didn't enjoy it. I thought I was gonna love it. The color story is right up my alley with those peachy and pinky shades, but yeah, this was a big disappointment. So this one is ranking at 60. Ranking at 59, we have Shantakai's Thrill. This is the Walk for Giants Safari collection. This is what it looks like. One of them came broken, that's why the little cute elephant isn't there. I had to press it back in. Whenever you do press back a shadow, it doesn't usually come back as the same, so that's a shame. This was really pricey and I just felt like the colors were pretty but just not pigmented enough. I found myself really having to build them and build them up and build them up. It's just not a lot of pigmentation. I do love Chantakai's shadows. You're gonna see another one coming right at the, you know, top 10, but this was just not it, so that's why it's ranking at 15. Ranking at 58, we have some Fenty Snap shadows, and I don't know, you guys, I just don't reach for these ones. I think that they're just okay. The formula is just okay. I really enjoyed the fact that they're super, you know, small, compact, travel friendly, that you can snap one you know, with the other one and then have two portable shades. Like, I love everything about these snap shadows, the concept and everything, but the formula was just not really that great. So that's why this is ranking at 58. Ranking at 57, we have this Norvina palette. This one is Norvina Volume 4 with Anastasia. This is what this palette looks like, and it is very pretty and colorful. Similar story as the Juvia's Place palette. I wanted a colorful palette, and I guess I just really don't reach for this. This was nice. I remember remember liking the palette, but I think I haven't reached for it ever since I reviewed it. So that goes to show that I guess I don't wear these kind of shades, but I still like it. I think it's a good palette, and I'm happy to keep this palette on my collection. I do feel like I do need it, but it's something I just don't reach for. That's why it's ranking so low. Ranking at 56, we have this one by Natasha Denona. It is her Tropic palette, and this was one that I bought during the Sephora sale. It's not new from 2020. I just bought it on 2020. It was, as I said, on sale, and that's why I purchased it. It was just an okay palette. I don't reach for it. I felt like I really wanted a purple, like a lilac-y purple that I loved, and this was not it. It's just, it blends to nothing. Like, it just doesn't build up really good. It's a palette that I don't really enjoy by Natasha. You're gonna see a lot of Natasha here, but this was one that I just don't really like. Ranking at 55, we have a new brand. This brand is called Bobbi. So this is Jamie's Genevieve's brand, and this palette is really nice. It is beautiful. It's right up my alley, super neutral and pretty. I just found the shimmers to be really lackluster. I didn't really like them. I thought that I had to build them up too much. I had to like just keep piling you know, those shades up, and that's why this ranking so low. I did enjoy the mattes here, so this is like an okay palette, I guess. Ranking at 54, we have a Tom Ford First Frost palette. This is his holiday palette, and this was just okay for me, you guys. I felt like the colors here were too similar. You get two browns and they're almost the same, and then you get two light pinky shades which look the same on your eyes. So this is something that I felt like it was just meh for the amount of money that you pay for a Tom Ford quad. It was just lackluster, and yeah, that's why this is ranking so low. Ranking at 53, we have Pam McGrath palette. This is her Mothership Rose Decadence. This is a palette that I liked at the time that I got it. There was a controversy. A lot of people were saying that, you know, that the formula isn't right up with, you know, her standards, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I felt it was okay. I just don't reach for this at all. I don't know why. Yeah, and I guess that's why it's ranking so low. I do like the packaging. She made it better so that it closes like that. Ranking at 52, we have Rare palette. This is Selena Gomez brand, and this is beautiful. This is cute, you guys. I don't have anything bad to say about the color story. I don't have anything bad to say about the formulation, nothing at all. This is just an okay palette. It's gonna come down to the colors that you like, and I just don't reach for these too much. And ranking at 51, right beside the other one, is the next one by Selena. These were limited editions by her. I'm not sure if they're still available, but this is what it looks like. The color story is cute if you like purples and greens. I do like both of those colors, so I thought I was gonna reach for these, but I haven't reached for these at all, so that's why it's ranking at 51. Ranking at 50, we have this palette but one size, and this is what this palette looks like. When you look at it, you would think that this is me all over it. If you know my makeup style and what I like, I love greens, I love a pop of color, so that blue was perfect for pop of color. I love rose gold shades like these ones, and this is super neutral and pretty. I don't know, the formula was just okay, you guys. Was nothing super impressive. These went on sale for half the price that I bought it for. I don't know, this is just not really high quality as I expected it to be. I thought Patrick Star was gonna come out with something super amazing, but this was just okay. I guess I was just a little bit overwhelmed, and yeah, this is ranking at 50. Ranking at 49, we have a Natasha Denona palette, and this is her Love palette. This is what it looks like. This is a beautiful palette, you guys. I have no complaints when it comes to the formulation. I have no complaints when it comes to anything at all. I just don't reach for these colors. I don't know, whenever I'm looking for a purple, I just forget that I have this palette. Always. I think I haven't seen this palette in a while until I just dug it out of my you know, my stash. So I guess that's why it's ranking really low. I just haven't used it that much. I didn't have a bit of problem with any of the colors in here. I think when I reviewed it, I came out with beautiful looks. So I think this is a beautiful palette. If you love pinks, if you love purple. This is Natasha's formula, which is amazing, so I have no complaints. I just don't really reach for it. Ranking at 48, I have a palette by Tom Ford. This is the Visioner. This is what this quad looks like. This quad was okay. So after trying a lot of Tom Ford this year, I just realized that the formula that I like is his dry to wet formula, nothing like this. So this was just not really extremely pigmented. It was just okay. The browns are really similar to each other. It's the same story, like pretty much as the first frost that I talked about. This is just too subtle, too similar. The shades are too similar to each other, and yeah, I just don't reach for this at all. Ranking at 47, we have a quad by Charlotte. This is her Pillow Talk. This is the Pillow Talk palette of Pops, which is the formula that is glittery, like the Pops formula from her. And this is just not really a great palette, to be honest. I think that this is really not that pigmented. I have things better in my collection. I just never grabbed for this palette because of that reason. It is not really pigmented. Her newest, the more recent one you're gonna see in a minute, it is really pigmented. Nothing like this. This, I don't know if it's an old formula or what, but this just doesn't have any pigmentation. I don't really enjoy it, and I just don't grab for it at all. Ranking at 46, I have another Charlotte quad. This is her Exaggerized Eyes, and I don't know. This is just too light. The color story doesn't call me, even though I love pinkies and neutral shades. This is just okay. After all I've tried this year, this just didn't make the cut. So that's why it's ranking so low. It's just, it doesn't really build up. It's just an okay palette. Ranking at 45, I have Natasha's Sando. Is it Sando? Yeah, mini Sando palette. I did review this one, and this came out around holidays, and this is okay. It is pretty, nothing extremely exciting, nothing that you need to really, you know, run and grab. I don't think the color story is okay. I just really don't reach for these. I mentioned this in a prior video. I don't know why these minis from Natasha are so difficult for me to reach for them. I don't know, even though I have them at the, you know, the front of my my eyeshadow things, I just don't reach for them. So I guess that's why it's ranking so low. Ranking at 44, we have BK Beauty True Beauty palette. This is what it looks like. It is beautiful. It is really soft, natural, sophisticated kind of palette. I do like it. I do enjoy the formula. If you wet the shadows, you do get more pigment from them. This is just really soft and delicate, really neutral and pretty. I do like the palette. I just have you know, other things that I reach for most, so that's why this is ranking at that number. Ranking at 43, we have Sydney Grace Tiny Marbles. This is a beautiful palette, you guys. I just haven't reached for it at all, but the color story, everything about this palette is really nice. Formulation, you know, blendability, everything. You get everything in here. I just have other palettes that I enjoy and I use a lot more. I realized this year that I do like little palettes more than a full-on palette like this, and that's the reason why I think I haven't reached for this one. But I love this palette. Every look that I've created with this palette, I absolutely adore. It pains me to, you know, rank it so low, but it is what it is. It is beautiful. I do highly recommend it if you're looking for something like this, like the color story. If it's something that really calls your name, I say go for it, because you can't really go wrong. At 42, I have another quad by Tom Ford. This one is his recent release. It's called Mercurial. I do really like this palette. I love the formula. I love the blendability. I do love the colors. I do feel like you have a big distinction when it comes to the two bottom shades, not too much at the top. So you can see Tom Ford likes to put similar shades in the same quad, which I don't know, I just get annoyed with, because like This is a cream, this is a pinkish, but they do look really similar when you put them on your eyes. So I guess that's why it's ranking so low, but I do love the wet to dry formula, as I mentioned, and this is one of them, and I do quite enjoy and love this palette. Ranking at 41, we have another Charlotte Quad, and this is her Green Lights. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I purchased this and I haven't tried it, so I had to rank it at 41 because I just don't know anything about this palette. It looks stunning. I love green. I just don't know. I just haven't used it, so that's why this is ranking at 41. I'm so sorry. I just truly have so many of her quads, and I have to like do a rankings video, but before I do that, I have to try every single one of hers. So yeah, this is Green Light. Ranking at 40, we have Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is beautiful, you guys. If you're a cool tone lover, you're going to love this. I love this palette, you guys. I'm just scared of cool tones. I just don't reach for them too much, and that's why this is ranking so low. But I tried it a few days ago and I came out with a beautiful look. I love this palette. The quality is beautiful, the colors are beautiful. I love Natasha Denona. Her quality is just, you know, right up there. But yeah, I just a little bit intimidated when it comes to cool tones, and that's why this is ranking at 40. Ranking at 39, we have Suku, and this is their pre-holiday collection. This is one of the quads that I reviewed. I love this palette. I love the formulation. I think that the colors in here are extremely unique. But again, same story. I have other things that I reach for more than this, but this is stunning. I love Suku's formula, and you're gonna see more palettes from them. But yeah, this is ranking at 39. It is still stunning, and I do highly recommend. Ranking at 38, I have a Rowan palette. This is in the shade 1111, and I love this palette. I think it's extremely unique. It is like a creamy consistency kind of formula. You have to really dig your fingers into them because they do dry out. So I don't know if this is the best packaging for this kind of formula, but it is what it is. It is still beautiful. The times that I've used it, I've loved it. I love pinky shades like this. I love this cool tone shade here, even though I don't really enjoy cool tones. I do like this one as an all over shadow, and I love it. It's super easy, simple to use. This one by Rowan is a really nice one. Ranking at 37, we have Makeup by Mario. I did review both Hispanic and this palette, and I do really enjoy this one. I like the color story. I think that it is very nice and pretty. I do love this formula much more than the matte one, which I already decluttered, so this is not in this rankings video. But this is stunning. It is beautiful. I do really love it. It's just something that is really bright, and probably that's why I don't reach for this so much, but I do love the formula, and I do enjoy this palette quite a bit. Ranking at 36, we have a Pat McGrath Mega palette, and this is one really pretty palette. I do love it. I do love the formula. You get really nice shimmers in here, really nice glitters in here. I love it. I used it for a few holiday looks, and I love this palette. It's just really bright, you guys, so I don't really reach for something like this every single day, and that's why it's ranking so low. But I do love this palette. I think it's 100% worth the price tag. I love that she came up with something more affordable for people to try her formula, and I think you can't really go wrong. Ranking at 35, we have another quad by Charlotte. This time is a Pillow Talk, and this one I just got recently, you guys, maybe a month or so ago, so I don't really have a ton to say about this. This is beautiful. I love the formula. I love soft shades. I love romantic shades like this, but it's just an okay palette. It's nothing extremely special they have to go running for, and that's why yeah, this is ranking at that number. But I do like it. I do love the formula. If you're looking for something with this color story, I think you can't really go wrong. In my medium to tan complexion shows up really nicely, and I did enjoy building up the shades. You do get to build them up. They're not extremely pigmented at once, but I do like it. It's just I have some things that I reach for most in my collection. Ranking at 34, we have another Suku quad. This was part of their holiday collection. I do really like this palette. Again, same thing. I love the formula. I love the color story. I do reach for this quite a bit. I just have a lot more some other palettes that I reach for more than this, but this is beautiful. I do recommend Suku's formula. I do enjoy it quite a bit, and yeah, this is ranking at a 34. Ranking at 33, we have another Charlotte quad. This one is her Walk No Shame, and this is beautiful. I love it. This was one of my favorite collections from her this year, the Walk No Shame collection. So I have nothing bad to say about this quad. I do love it. I love the color story. I love the pigmentation. I love the blendability. I love everything. I just haven't reached for this too much, and that's why it's ranking low. Ranking at 32, we have her newest palette, and this is in the shade Diva Lights, and this was just an okay palette. I talked about this in my video. I reviewed these quad, so if you're interested, I'll link it above. But this is, as I mentioned, her newest quad. She released 3 shades, and I picked up only one of them, the one that I thought was gonna really show up on my complexion, and it did. I liked it. The formula is different. It's a little bit softer. It's going to be good for mature eyes, I think, because it doesn't have a ton of shimmer or glitter at all, so it is pretty for that. I thought it was just an okay palette, nothing extremely special, and yeah, that's why it's ranking at that number. Ranking at 31, this is one of her palettes, an all matte palette. She released this in the summer. I do really like this palette. I enjoy it. I think it's beautiful. The mattes in here do blend really beautiful. You get a lot of depth with this chocolatey shade here, and this just gives you a really warm and nice eye. So you know, we're not really doing warm this time of the year, and that's why I haven't reached for that much, but this is beautiful. I love it. I have nothing bad to say about this formulation. All matte quad. This is a must-have in my opinion. Ranking at 30, we have a Dior Queen. This is the reformulated formula, and this is in the shade New Look, and this is a cooler tone palette. I didn't realize it's gonna be this cool. I really stay away from something like this, but I don't know, I guess I was feeling sassy. Anyways, I picked it up. I do enjoy it. I like it. I love the formula. I just don't reach for this because this is too scary for me. It is cute though, nothing bad to say. I love this formulation. And actually the next palette, which is ranking at 29, it is another Queen by them. And this is in the shade Tutu. And this is more me. This is more, you know, wearable. This is beautiful. It has purples in here, but it is also really cool tone. For winter time, I do love it. I have used this just a few times, and I have nothing bad to say about this other than it is cool tone. That's why I don't reach for that for this too much. But yeah, Tutu is stunning. I love this Dior Queen. Ranking at 28, we have one VCR palette, and this is Milles, something like that. I'll leave the name, but this I got recently. This is beautiful if you like an all matte kind of palette and you like to have dimension and depth on your eyeshadows. I think you can go wrong. This is stunning. I do really love it, but because it's an all matte kind of palette, I do feel the need to reach for something shimmery, and that's why it's not like a one palette kind of thing. But this is pretty. Quality is there. Blendability, it is very pigmented. I do highly recommend and enjoy. Ranking at 27, we have one of the Petites Fours, and this is in the shade Chocolat. I did review both of them. You're gonna see another one coming. This is just beautiful, just extremely warm. So for this time of the year, I don't really reach for colors like this, but I just know I'm gonna love it for summertime. So just not reaching for these at the moment, but formulation VCR is just amazing. It is really pretty, and I love how compact and beautiful it is for traveling. So nothing bad to say about this guy. Ranking at 26, we have a Suku eyeshadow palette, and this is part of Suku's holiday collection for 2020. This is beautiful. I love it. It is just extremely glam, so I don't get to use it for like an everyday kind of thing. So if I'm thinking everyday office work, you know, running errands, this is not something that I really grab for, but it is beautiful. I do highly recommend this palette. I do love the formulation, and everything is just, you know, I have some other things that I reach for most, but yeah, this is stunning, and I do highly recommend this by Suku. Ranking at 25, we have my friend Charlotte, and this is her Pillow Talk. This released, I think, around Valentine's Day, and she always does one of these big ones around this time, so I'm waiting for this year's. This is what it looks like. I review these. I love it. For everyday, it's just perfection. I used to reach for these so much. I do love this palette quite a bit. I love the mattes in here. They're really just easy to wear, easy to apply, just easy to grab. I do love this palette. Nothing bad to say about this one by Charlotte. Ranking at 24, we have a Dior Quint, and this is part of their holiday collection in golden snow. This is beautiful. Nothing bad to say about it. It is stunning. I love the formula. I love this quint. Every single one of my quints, I do love them. I just reach for some more than others, but yeah, this is good. I do recommend this quint, and this has beautiful snowflake printed all over the compact, so I think I don't use it because I don't want to ruin too much you know, that look. But yeah, this is stunning by Dior. Ranking at 23, we have Dazzling Diamonds by Charlotte, and this is just a beautiful. If you like a glitter, if you like a glam, this is for you. This teal shade here is everything. I just love it. I love this palette, you guys, but I love it for glam days, and I'm not really this glam every single day, so only when I'm filming pretty much. Stunning. Nothing bad to say about this. Comparing these with the Pillow Talk that I talked about way back at the beginning of my video, this is the one that I meant. This is beautiful. The formulation is stunning. It's super pigmented. Nothing like Pillow Talk Luxury Palette of Pops. This is the good one. Ranking at 22, we have a big palette by Pat McGrath. This is her Divinity palette too, and I love it. I do love it, you guys. It is just really bright and not something that I reach for a ton, but I do want something pink. This is something that I always have in mind if I want something, you know, just pink. That's the look that you're going for when you're grabbing this palette, because everything is pink in here. I do use this peach shade as a blush, and it's stunning. You can use some of the shades as a highlighter, and it's also stunning. So this palette is a good one. I just don't reach for pinks for an everyday kind of basis. Ranking at 21, we have this palette by BCR. This is the Libertine palette, and I purchased it recently. I really like it, you guys. The colors here are really pretty and unique. Not something that I will reach for every single day, because the shades in here do get really deep if you want them to. I did created a beautiful purple look the other day with only this shade. This is something that I really like, that I see myself using a ton. But yeah, this is beautiful. The formulation is nice, and it's nice and compact and small like I like. Ranking at 20, I have a quad by Chanel, and this one was part of their fall collection. This is beautiful. This is the shade what is this called? Candeur a Provocation. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it for full time. I used to wear these almost every single day to work because it's just stunning. I just haven't reached for these because of the fall shades in here, but they're beautiful. They're pretty. I love the formulation of these quads, and Chanel is coming out with a spring collection, and I am all over it. So this is stunning, and yeah, it ranks at number 20. Ranking at 19, it is this by Pat McGrath. This is part of her holiday collection, and I love these quad so much. I just love it for a glam looks. I love this blue. I love this burgundy shade. I always talk about this palette. I think I've talked about it so much here on my channel. I just find this quad to be very glam. You have a little to no work when you apply these shadows. You can do just pretty much using one shade your whole look, and you're good to go. So I do love this so much. I do highly recommend. Ranking at 18, I have this palette by Dior. This is in the shade Mitsa, and I love this. I love these quints. I already told you the formulation of them are stunning. These, you get a good mix of warm tones. You get the burgundy shades that I love as an all over for like that middle shade. I use it all over my lid and then blow out higher, and it's stunning. This is ranking 18 because I just have so much, you guys, but this is stunning. I have nothing bad to say about these. The quality, the colors, this is me in a palette pretty much, and I do love it. Ranking at 17 is another Dior quint, and this is a Jungle. I love Jungle, you guys, because I find it to be extremely unique. You get the greens, you get the pink, you get the cream, you get a brown. You have everything here. This is cooler tone that I usually go for, but it's something that I reach for quite a bit. I love the formulation, as I mentioned. I love the colors in here. Super pretty, cute, and purple. I mean, it's just everything. Ranking 16, I have the Bella Sofia. This one is by Charlotte. This is a good one. Very, very nice, extremely pigmented. I love the color story. I love this gold shade, this cream shade. I love that burgundy up there. I just love this palette in general. Extremely creamy, very, very high quality, very pigmented. Nothing bad to say about this. Ranking at 15, we have Bobbi Brown Holiday Palette, and this is a quad of her special, formula. This is called her Luxe Eyeshadow Quad. You get Overheated, Moonstone, Heat Red, and Metal Rose, and this is just stunning, you guys. This is stunning. This is super glam. I don't reach for it too much because it is extremely glam, but I love it. I just love it. I love the formulation. I love the quality. I love the colors. I just love everything. This shade here, you can see so reflective and pretty, and I mean everything in one palette. This was a really, really nice release by Bobbi Brown. Looking at 14, I have VCR All Matte Shadows, and these I recently bought, but I had to put it really, really high up in the list because I love it. I just love it. I find myself reaching for this so much because it's just easy. The browns here are just stunning. I have done those like just blown out liner looks, and these looks are so nice. Here you get everything. You get the browns, you get the the cool tones. At the bottom you get the black. This is a stunning palette. Very stunning. Highly impressed with this. I can see at the hype big time. Ranking at 13, I have this one by Nars. I don't think I've shown you this palette, friends. I bought it and I've been using it. This is Wanted eyeshadow palette. This is beautiful. I don't even know if this is still available, but this is so nice. The green here, the pinks here, so neutral, so easy to apply, so easy to grab. Very impressed with this formulation by Nars. I do really like this palette. Ranking at 12, we had Honeymoon. This was new to me last year. This is Tom Ford's Wet to Dry formula. I love this quad. I do love it. I do feel like there is a big distinction in each shade in here, so I don't feel like I have repeats like the previous ones. I love this pinky shade. I love this berry shade. I love the top ones. I just love this quad so much. So glam, so beautiful, so sophisticated, so easy to apply. They just blend all by itself. I do love these. I love it so much. Ranking at 11, I have this Hummingbird by Chantecaille. And you guys, I mentioned I love Chantecaille's eyeshadow. Like, this one is an amazing one. It is very pricey, but the colors in here are very pretty, you guys. Like, this is such a pretty brown, so neutral and perfect for any look. I love these bottom shades. This is so glam and beautiful. It is like a like a bluish grayish kind of shade. Stunning. And these ones are similar, but this is lighter than this. I love this Hummingbird quad by Chantecaille. I love how pretty it is, how small it is, how portable it is. And as I mentioned, I do love quads and little palettes like this year. I realized that. I don't know if I'm getting older or what, but this is something that I reach for a ton, so I do love it quite a bit. And we made it to top 10, friends. We did it. So ranking at 10, we have the Queen of Glow by Charlotte. This is an amazing quad by her. If you're looking into her quads, this is also a really good one to look into. I love this really deep and wine shade. I love this one. I just love them. The quality is there, formulation is good, pigmentation is really nice, blendability, everything. If you like the color story, I think you can't really go wrong. This is a nice one by her. Ranking at number 9, we have the Petite Force by VCR. This one is in the shade Praline, and I love it. I love it because it's simple. I love it because it's easy. I love it because it's neutral. I just grabbed for this tiny little palette so much. I love it. I love this brown because it's so extremely neutral and beautiful. Anything that goes with this one. So sometimes I want to do a more glam look and I don't know which brown to grab. I'm grabbing for these little browns. So this is stunning palette by VCR, and as I mentioned, I love how cute and portable and little it is, so I do highly recommend this one. Ranking at number 8, we have this palette by Pat McGrath, and even though it's one of my newest palette, I just absolutely love it. I didn't know I was gonna love it this much. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. I have the green all over my lid pretty much, and then I put her special formula here, which is all glitter and goodness, and then I have this berry tone in my outer V, and I love this palette, you guys. I didn't know I needed this palette in my life until I got it. I am so happy with it. This is her Midnight Sun. These are pricey, but she had a big sale, and that's how I got this one. I love it. Very pretty. I find it to be easy to apply, easy to wear, very glam though. Ranking at 7, I have this Dior Quint in a nude dress. And could you tell why it is ranking so high? I mean, it is just stunning. It is so neutral. It is so pretty. You get a pretty brown, a pretty pink. You get a cream. It's just beautiful. It blends all by itself. It's not extremely pigmented. It's not offensive to no one. It's just a no-brainer. This palette I reach for so much, and I do really love it. Ranking at 6, I have one of my most used by VCR. This is their Parties Edit palette. I love this guy, you guys. I love the color story. I love the formulation. I love the pigmentation. These shades at the bottom here are just so pigmented. Like, you just barely touch them and you just come out with beautiful looks. I love this Parties Edit. Ranking at number 5, we have this one by Charlotte, and this is her Darling palette. And where have I been? Why didn't I have this? Why you all didn't tell me that I needed this palette? This was, I think she released this last year, and I know Darling talks about this palette so much, and I was always curious about it, but I always forgot. This is stunning. This is beautiful. It's just so easy to apply, so easy to grab. This is like a mini of, I don't know, her pillow talk. It is like, it is stunning, you guys. I love the colors. I just love it so much. So easy to blend, to apply, to just another no-brainer, just like I like. Ranking at number 4, we have my dear friend Natasha Denona and her bronze palette. I love me some warm tones. I love Natasha's formulation. What else there is to say other than this is stunning? I reach for this so much. These burn reds here are just beautiful, as an one shadow kind of done kind of thing. This is beautiful for summertime, springtime. I cannot wait to use this more. I've been using the darker shades for, you know, like fall and winter. Not really winter, just fall. Now I stopped using it because, you know, it's middle of the winter and you're not going to be using warm palettes like this, but these are just stunning. I do love this palette so much. Pigmentation, quality, blendability, everything. You can't go wrong. Top at 3, my friends. Ranking at 3, Visual palette by Charlotte. This is just beautiful, guys. It is just very pretty. I love the combination of colors that she chose to have in here. You get pinks, you get browns, you get purples, you get, you know, like this poppy color in the middle. I love this palette. I love the blendability of it. This is meant to be a limited edition, so do please grab it while you can, because this is a good one. She has a new formulation in this palette, and she truly does, and it is stunning. If you don't have a Visual palette, you're truly missing out, because it is a must-have in my opinion. I mean, on second place, Fire Rose Quad by Charlotte. This was also highly impressive by her. One of the best releases of the year. It was limited edition. It is really not easy accessible at this point. I think she's discontinued it, but this is stunning. The formulation that she applied it to this palette, it was amazing. So sad that some of you couldn't get your hands on Fire Rose, but this is just stunning. I have a full review on these. These are available on Charlotte's like little counters, so you can, you know, go around and ask your Nordstroms, local Nordstroms and things like that, but this is just beautiful by her. And ranking at number 1, and I am so surprised, this really caught me by surprise this year, Artist Couture palette. This is just a beautiful Supreme Nudes, you guys. Supreme Nudes. You need some Supreme Nudes in your life. This is just a beautiful. Every single shade in here just performs. This is a nude percent cream. It is everything that you need. It's just here. You get beautiful greens, you get beautiful browns, you get beautiful creams. Like, you get everything that you need. If you need a brow bone shade, is here. If you need an all over shade, is here. Like, everything is just here. These I have been enjoying a ton towards the end of the year. I cannot believe I didn't get my hands on this before. I just love it. So I do highly recommend this one if you're looking for a pretty nude, you know, kind of palette. You can't really go wrong. Alright, you guys, and we've made it to the end. If you've made it to this point, you're a keeper, as I like to say. Oh my goodness, this was so much. I am sweating. This video must be like super long. Oh my goodness, this was fun. Let me know, what do you think of this palette? What do you think of my rankings? Which are your top palettes for 2020? Just let me know anything that comes to mind. Drop me a comment. Thanks so much, my friends, for your love and support. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!